Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we will be looking at this 1991 General Electric M250R2. So this fixture I got recently with a bunch of other ones, including some ITT fixtures, which we'll be seeing a video on soon. And this also makes my third M250 fixture, so I have the R, R1, R2 now. So there will shortly be a video comparing the differences between these three models of the M250. Don't have any A's or anything like that, but well, maybe that'll happen sometime. But anyway, this video is on this fixture, so let's get into it. So this version of the M250 was released sometime in the late 1980s and then discontinued or modified in around 1993. So this version is a little bit older, a little different than the other M250s that you see up. Kind of hard to tell the difference, but we'll look at that once we get there. So we'll start by looking at this kind of the main shape of the fixture. It is very basic fixture, doesn't look too special, doesn't stand out, but I do like the way it looks, and especially with that lens. Although I do think that the square lens, that plastic lens that these came with, does look a little bit nicer in this fixture. Maybe at some point I'll have one of those to put in this. Let's move on to the top of the fixture. It's very basic. It doesn't have any of the detail that the older versions had. It's very simple. All we have are these two little nubs on the back, and well, this has two little tiny nubs. The newer ones have a much larger piece there, and that's one way you can tell apart the models. Then the photocell socket, and if I can get off this, this is a tricky photocell to take off, but this is what the photocell socket looks like. Then there's that spot. There's not really anywhere to level this fixture, although there is a nice bail latch on the front. Very simple, nice, really cheap design that it works pretty well in this one. It is very tight, but there's no fins, nothing's really special up here. So next we'll take a look at the door. So here we are, flipped over, and you can see immediately that it's 100-watt sodium in the glass lens. And oh, it doesn't have the General Electric logo, though the newer ones did have the logo added. So that's kind of a little odd design there. Obviously, it's probably to make it cheaper to manufacture. Now we have the sticker here. This is, I don't know all of the different versions of the stickers that were used, but I do know that this font is an older style, and you can tell it's been out for a while. It's faded and it's peeling, though I'm gonna probably not do anything about that, at least for now. We got the drain holes, and very simple thing here. It has the little bump right there for the little screw that holds the lens in, or something. But the newer ones would have a little bump here, but this fixture does not have that. So it's a little interesting in that aspect. And now the biggest thing that you can tell here is this lens is sunken into the fixture. There's this little ledge here that's actually pretty deep that surrounds the lens, and newer M250s do not have this. In my opinion, it's not the best looking design, but it is an older model and it's not super common, so that's pretty cool. So I got the fixture here. We're just gonna pull back on this latch, and it opens like this. Now, obviously, if it was laying on the ground or up on a pole, this would open by itself, although we don't have that here, so I'm gonna have to do this, and I'll come right back. So here we go. Here's the M250 taken apart. You can tell I haven't really cleaned it yet. I did just get this in. There was quite a few wasp nests inside these fixtures, so they've had quite a bit of use. So we'll start looking at the door here. It has these notches, or these little nubs here that hold on to the door of the fixture here. They're not very strong. They definitely feel like they will break off at any moment, but that's what GE did. It's definitely nowhere near as nice as what they had on their older fixtures. The door here is very simple. You can see this ledge here that surrounds the lens, and the lens itself, and then there's just two little pieces cast in. So it's very simple. So you take your lens out, you just twist this, and then the lens comes out. So here's the lens. Oh, this is the deep lens. It's very simple. Lens is not the best quality. See the GE logo on it, but it's very badly embossed. Pretty simple. Mine has a chip in it. Is there an embossing on the rim? There is. Barely see it. It's pretty faint. Yeah, this lens is not of great quality, but well, this is just happens to be the one that I have, and it's what these fixtures came with. So now we'll move this out of the way and look at the fixture here. Alright, so there's another difference here from the typical M250s. This has a 4-bolt slip fitter. The newer ones just have a 2-bolt slip fitter. So at some point they changed from a 2-bolt to a 4-bolt and back to a 2-bolt slip fitter. That's a little interesting, and that is just how these were made, so there you go. Next you have your terminal block here. Plastic, pretty cheap, but it's definitely a pretty nice terminal block. Didn't have any issues with it. Your little starting card here, this is found on a ton of GE fixtures. I think it's just a standard GE part. Nothing too crazy, though it is kind of cool to see the components open. There's a wiring diagram behind that. Try to get a video of that. And then your ballast here. Very small 100-watt ballast. That's a little rusty, nothing too crazy. It's mounted diagonally in the fixture. And then lastly up there is your photo cell. You can see, just barely see the bottom of that. Here for everyone is the little tag that's inside the fixture. As you can see, it's made in 1991. It is actually turning, getting old this month. So lastly here is the reflector. The gasket's pretty dirty. Yeah, it's been sitting and it had water in it when I first got it. Thankfully, it's not, none of the components are damaged. So inside here we have a street side socket that pushes the bulb really close to the house side to throw that light out towards the street. You have 1, 2, and 3 positions. You have the wires coming in. There's the socket. It's a Phillips Alto bulb, nothing special, but that's what came with it. And the little thing there to keep bugs from getting into your reflector. This is only held in by a single screw, so it does twist. That's just the design, and it can be a little annoying at times. So that's the inside of the fixture. It's very, very simple, modern fixture, nothing super crazy, but it is at least, it's relatively well built, but certainly have seen better. So next we'll get this put together, and we'll watch it warm up. Alright, so you got the fixture here. It's gonna need a shorting cap. Alright, so we're gonna turn the fixture on in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I think that's pretty well warmed up. It's a very bright fixture still. That Phillips bulb has still got a good amount of life in it, even though it's been used. Let's take a look at that GE glass. I'm pretty sure this is the... yeah, it's really nice. I do like the pattern on the glass, although the glass isn't necessarily great quality. You can kind of see all the rippling that's happening in the glass, and that's not good. Looks like, oh, looks like it just turned off, so I feel this actually may be cycling, and I might have to put another bulb in it. Alright, so this was my General Electric M250R2 from 1991. It's a pretty simple fixture, kind of bland, but it still does the job, and it looks relatively well. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.